Welcome to my home. This, you guys, is one of the most fun projects I've worked with as far as collaborations go in a really, really long time. It's no secret how much I love Terrain and Terrain's products, and their styling is so incredible. So when they asked me to kind of work with them on their Fall Decor Together weather campaign, I could not be more excited, because now fall, where the temperatures have cooled, and it's just a great time for us to really, I think, elevate our fall decor a notch. And this is just one way that I am doing with one of their products. This is their Gilded Iron Floral Wreath. I can't tell you how much I love this. Now, I've got it styled this way for what I think of as the first season of fall. These are dried sunflower heads, you guys, from a sunflower bouquet that I got. And once they dried, I just didn't want to discard them, because I thought they were still so beautiful with this gorgeous gold and this deep, rich interior. Then I remembered that I had, years ago for Thanksgiving, as napkin rings, I had brown velvet ribbon that I used as napkin holders at each place setting, and I kind of stored them so that they wouldn't lose their shape on a toilet paper roll, which was very handy. But I remember this deep brown color and how beautifully I thought it kind of echoed the interior of these sunflowers. And then I thought, oh my gosh, this wreath is the perfect canvas as a foil for all four-season decorating. And this was my first iteration. Now, what I love about this, you guys, is I think I have mentioned to you that I'm trying to simplify a lot of my decorations. I like, especially seasonal decor, I like it to be kind of formulaic. So obviously, if you're putting this together, just do what I'm doing backwards. And the nice thing is that there are so many wired nooks and crannies. See how all of these leaves and flowers are on easy tension wire, so you can tuck in really almost anything, and I'll show you some of the things that I'm tucking in. But I loved it. In this iteration, I've got my second batch of, I think these are Sunbeam sunflowers that are drying. So if I wanted to do this again, I could. And by the way, you guys, this magnificent wreath, it comes with, sometimes I have them tucked in there so securely it's kind of hard for me to get them out. But it comes with a wonderful ribbon that says Terrain that you can hang by the grommets. So if you wanted to hang it that way, you could. I have it hung on a door knocker, an acorn door knocker. This is, Stu thinks that's funny. On my back door. I just love this. And so I've got these tucked in for this season. So I'm not going to completely dismantle this, you guys, but I think you get the gist. So if you've got a different color palette, if you wanted to use different kind of autumnal flowers that were dried, you could switch out the ribbon. You could just have one bow here cascading down if you like. But look at this section here, because this is what it looks like when it's barefaced without any additional seasonal embellishments. And this is the perfect canvas for so many things. So what I love about it is it's kind of seasonally agnostic. It could go and be worked through every season seamlessly. So in the winter time, because it's got this white this white wash on it, I think in the winter time I could tuck in different kinds of greens. I could tuck in berries. I think I would just almost do something, maybe put a big silver bow on it, make it look kind of winter wonderland. That would be for winter post Christmas. Then in the spring, I could put on other kind of seasonal pastel ribbon, kind of woven through here if I so chose. I could tuck some little raffia rabbits or things in here if I wanted to do a whole spring tableau, because I think these little dogwood shaped flowers and these other sweet little primrose shaped flowers really speak to spring. So it could definitely go in that direction. Obviously, in the summertime, I could do all sorts of different things. I think I might tuck in dried celosia, which would also, or dried amaranth, which would also be brilliant for this time of year. But then what I love about it, and this is all from one wreath, you guys, and not only can this one wreath segue all through the seasons, but it would be beautiful. You can see it's got a wonderful, I love the architecture of it for hanging. But the other thing is this would be beautiful flat on a table to use as a centerpiece. You could put candles in here. You could put different kinds of greenery. You could put votives tucked in the indentations of these other flowers. I mean, there are so many different ideas. And the price point on it, I think, is wonderful, you guys. On my Instagram account, I'm going to do a story with a swipe up. Look at all of their different wreaths. This one was really my favorite for so many different reasons. And here's another one. At Christmas time, this whitewash almost looks as if it's snow-tipped. So see, I could take greenery and I could tuck greenery in here. Obviously, I would probably divide this up into sections, but I could tuck greenery in here all the way around, more or less, depending on if you are more of a maximalist or a minimalist. Can't seem to find my tucking groove right there. If you're more of a maximist or a minimalist, you could do it very austere with not a lot of additional greenery, or you could just put a fabulous red bow on it, or a white bow. A gold bow would be gorgeous. And then if you wanted to, you could tuck some berries and have them hanging from it almost like ornaments. Then when these Nandina berries turn red in the wintertime, you could then segue into another version of winter with that, or Valentine's Day. It is just the most versatile wreath there is. It's worth every penny. It works out, I think, to about $25 per season, but I will use this in so many different ways. This is one of those kinds of things that I wanted to treat myself to, because I not only see it as something I loved, it has that new old look that Stuart talks about that I use so often, but I love it because of its flexibility, and I also love it because I just think it has a real heirloom quality to it that could be passed down to my boys, to my new daughter-in-laws. I just love it. Now I've got it hanging here on my back door because this door is in the shade right now. I'm probably going to put this front and center on my front door. Now I want to show you something else, because technically it says this is an indoor wreath, though I can't imagine why it couldn't be used outdoors as well. But here's the other thing I like about it. It has a flat enough profile that for me, let me show you, Stuart, if I can do this. It has a flat enough profile that I can shut the door, and I can also shut my storm door, both on this back door and my front door. And look, it's protected, but nevertheless, it still looks absolutely beautiful. But the profile is flat enough that it will fit into that little chasm between both my exterior door and my interior door, both on my front and back. Now, I absolutely love this, and like I say, this gilded iron wreath I'm going to put front and center, but I want to show you another one. And again, go, if you're not following me on Instagram, you definitely need to, because I'm going to have some information in my stories and swipe up. And of course, I'll make sure that Stuart puts a card above here, because I want you guys to really look at their Together Weather campaign by the fireside. Oh, which way? This way. Sorry, I'm always doing it in the wrong direction. The eye in the corner. To me, the corner should be over there, but it's there for you guys. Just click on that and it will take you to this wreath and to their other products in this campaign. But I want to show you something else. So I'm going to remove this because I'm going to put my sunflowers back on it for right now. And if you wanted to be really simplistic, you guys, and minimalist, you wouldn't have to put anything on it, because it's just so wonderful, and it speaks to any kind of vibe, whether it's industrial, whether it's farmhouse chic, whether it's traditional like my home. Now look at this wreath. This one is also absolutely incredible, with much more floral embellishment on it. This one, for now, I am hanging on my back door, where I think its scale fits a little bit better. This is a little bit more glam, you guys. And we'll put a card here so you can click on this one also. It's kind of bejeweled. It's got some beads on it. It's got some dried celosia. Look at these fabulous faux poppy heads. And this has more dimensionality to it. It's got different colors in it. It's got more of a feminine feel. And this is the one of my new daughter-in-laws just absolutely fell in love with. So I'm going to use it for a little while, but then when she comes to visit, I'm going to gift this one to her. I love this one. I think it's absolutely beautiful, so I'm glad that I get to enjoy it for a little while. I love the delicacy and the textural quality of this fern. This, I don't think it needs one more thing to make it any more striking than it already is, other than maybe a big bow that you might want to cascade, a velvety, deep red bow that you might want to cascade down. This also could be used as a centerpiece on a tablescape. It would be brilliant for both Thanksgiving, your Thanksgiving table, or your Christmas table. It's very feminine. After the holidays or any time, I think this would be fabulous in a girl's bedroom. It is just so sweet. The other thing I think you could do, you guys, is you could take it and buy some ribbon, or even if you wanted to almost make it look as if it disappeared, you could suspend this from the ceiling with some fishing line. I got that idea from my husband, with some fishing line that you wouldn't even see, and it would look as if it was just floating in the air. For a wedding gift, this would be brilliant. And we'll put a card to this one too. This is the one that my daughter-in-law just about had the vapors over. Let me tell you, she loved it so much. So those are two of the things in their Together Weather campaign. I love terrain. And by the way, if you're, I think these are really investment pieces that will last a lifetime. But let me just also kind of clue you in right now, you guys, because I just placed an order yesterday. They have some wonderful things on sale. And when mine arrive, I will let you know what they are. But I just bought a couple of things. They've got a wonderful sale going right now that I encourage you to check out. And also, one of the things that I used to do when I was a poor, struggling student and new in my career, and I didn't have much of a budget, one thing I would do is I would subscribe to my favorite catalogs and my favorite sites. Because if I couldn't afford a magazine subscription or anything along those lines, I could just almost replace the magazines I couldn't afford with the wonderful catalogs and things that you would get in the mail from places like Terrain. They are just filled with absolutely incredible styling ideas. This, by the way, I think this furniture is one of the things that's on sale on Terrain right now. But once these come out, I keep them for all sorts of styling ideas. If I get something or if I thrift something and I want to know how to style it, this gives me brilliant ideas. I love their mission. The thing I love about them most now is kind of inspired by this picture on the cover. This was from last year, you guys, and I saved it. I love the way that they are using native plants in really new, contemporary, fresh, invigorated ways. And I need that. The other thing I like is they are ways that can fit into my urban landscape and a little bit smaller landscapes. Natives I have always thought of in the past as being things for country gardens that had the huge sweeping areas where they, I think, are at their best. But Terrain does wonderful ways of showing how to display them and great ideas for showing them in smaller scale settings. So obviously you guys can tell I'm pretty much a fan of them. They are, I think, a partner or an arm or something. There's some kind of relationship with them in Anthropologie. So there you go. There is my Together Weather ideas for their Together Weather campaign. Please make sure to check out their sites for all sorts of wonderful ideas and also for some great Christmas gifts. Now I'm going to go and look at their sale items again. Well, here is my outfit du jour. If you're not interested, just go on to the next video. So my earrings today, I love, love, love. These belong to my mother-in-law, who's one of her signature wardrobe touches was always that she would have really large statement earrings on. So I love these because it reminds me of her. This dress I think is so fun. I just got it on sale from H&M. I just got it yesterday. It's so cool, and I think it can segue into fall really well, but it's also great in this hot weather. I love it. I can see so many different ways that I could style it. My shoes are Any Day from Target, that line. I love zebra print, animal prints with red, so I think that's a really fun touch, a really fun pop of color. My bracelets just basically come from everywhere. This is one of my very favorite bracelets. Let me see if I can get it unhooked here. This was a Mother's Day gift that my husband got at an estate sale years ago. I just love it. This is my Janet Mavic bracelet with that little birdie that hangs on it, and this is just a montage of other inexpensive bracelets that I got on my travels. So there you go. There is your outfit du jour.